All right, let's get this show started.
Colby Covington continues to take aim at Bo Nickal. Nickal recently withdrew from his wrestling match against Yoel Romero after Romero came in 7 pounds over the limit, sparking backlash from the MMA community, which criticized Nickal for refusing to take the fight. Now Covington has chimed in, unleashing on Nickal during a recent interview with Submission Radio.
Bozo Nickal is a complete coward. He's a quitter. The fact that he didn't want to wrestle a guy who missed weight by a couple pounds, the guy's 17 years older than you. He's like almost 50 years old. Why are you worried about a guy that's almost 50 years old? You should want to do good business for the Real American Freestyle brand. Like, you pride yourself on being ready and wanting to be a company man, but you're not showing up for the company. That's 2 times in a row he's pulled out to wrestle Yoel Romero on the Real American Freestyle platform. So it's embarrassing, but it makes sense. We all know Bozo Nickal's a quitter. The first time he had a little adversity in his fight career against, I want to apologize to Renner de Ritter here. I want to apologize because before I called him a Dutch kickboxer, I didn't know he's a Dutch grappler. I didn't even know there was such thing as Dutch grappling. But yeah, the Dutch grappler made Bo Nickal quit in the striking department. But Bozo Nickal's a clown, bro. He couldn't draw money with a green crayon and a white piece of paper. That's how irrelevant he is. That's how much of a he is. That's how much of a nobody cares about him.
During the interview, Covington also revealed plans to move up to middleweight, expressing interest in facing Israel Adesanya or Sean Strickland.
I think someone like Israel Adesanya, that's someone that intrigues me. A former champion, like myself, someone that generates hype, has a following, has a platform and a brand. So, I think the Izzy fight makes a lot more sense than anything. And it's someone I don't really like. He's talked a lot of shit about me in the past. So let's see if he can actually back that shit talk up.
He didn't stop there. Covington went on to call out Khamzat Chimaev, claiming the fighter is afraid to get hit in the face.
Yeah, we were supposed to fight at welterweight in the past. They were talking about making that fight happen. So I love that fight. I think it's a great fight for me. He's not going to take me down and hold me down. I'll get right up. Collegiate wrestling teaches you fight the hands, look for underhooks, get right back to your feet. So he's not going to be holding me like he did his last fight with Drickus. It'll be a completely different fight. And then it's a striking fight, and I think he's scared to strike. I don't think he likes to strike people. He doesn't like to get hit in the face. So, I love that fight.
Bo Nickal's disdain for Colby Covington is a real thing, and he wants to dispose of the former interim UFC champion who he labels as a fraud. Nickal appeared on the Ariel Helwani show on Monday, where he went off on Covington, demanding a fight to rip that guy apart and end his career.
I think we do it in the UFC in June, and I can just absolutely rip that guy apart and send him packing and end his career. So, that's what I'm looking forward to doing, because I don't think that he would ever in a million years wrestle me. But as far as fighting, the UFC, I think, isn't super happy with him. So they'll probably, there's a chance that they'll just make him fight me. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit him up and tell him to make it happen, because I think that guy's a fake. He's a phony. He always talks about supporting President Trump and this and that. He only does it to try to, antagonize other people. He doesn't do it because it's what he actually believes in. This guy's a fraud. He's a JUCO bum. He couldn't hack it in wrestling. He was fortunate to get into MMA at a time where, a lot of people didn't have the wrestling skills to stand up to him, but he hasn't won other than beating Luke the other night, he hasn't won anything in 7 years. So I think the guy sucks, and I would love to just end his career. I don't think he gets it out of the first round with me.
Bo also addressed the backlash over withdrawing from his match against Yoel Romero, saying he would have accepted the fight if Romero had missed weight by 2 to 3 pounds, but 7 pounds was too much for him.
I think most people that say that have never competed at a high level in their life, or maybe even competed in general. The response from every single one of my, peers in wrestling is like, they were shocked. And they were shocked that I was even considering taking it, because it did take me a couple hours to really figure it out. And once he didn't step on the scale right away, I kind of knew maybe he was over. I expected, 2, 3, 4 pounds and no worries, we'll get it going. But he stepped on at 212. So that was just something that I was like, wow, 7 pounds over. Like, this is a tough situation. I obviously want to compete, but I spoke with my coaches, my team, and we felt that it was best to, move on from that.
Khamzat Chimaev wants to meet fellow champ Alex Pereira at UFC White House. Taking to X on Monday night, Khamzat wrote, "Let's go White House. Don't worry, I will finish you fast, Alex." Followed up with, "All Brazilian fans tell this boy if you're not scared, tell him to fight." It looks like Charles Oliveira is planning to stand and trade with Max Holloway at UFC 326. That approach backfired against Ilia Topuria, as Oliveira was brutally knocked out in the very first round. Still, his strategy for Holloway seems to be the same. Oliveira recently shared a short clip on social media showing him sparring, even landing Holloway's signature point-down move on his training partner. After spending more than a year in rehab in Mexico, Nick Diaz is finally back on the mats. His longtime friend Jake Shields shared a new clip of the two engaging in light sparring at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. At the moment, there is no information on whether Diaz is training for a return or if he will ever compete in MMA again. Michael Morales has just picked up his first brand new car from a dealership. In a video shared on his social media, the UFC welterweight contender is seen receiving his new BMW SUV, visibly shocked and happy. Speaking of cars, Arman Tsarukyan recently showed off another one of his supercars, pulling up in a Bugatti in Miami. Arman also appeared on Monday's episode of the Ariel Helwani Show and said that if Ilia Topuria returns this summer and faces the winner of Justin Gaethje vs Paddy Pimblett, he would like to stay active and fight the winner of Charles Oliveira vs Max Holloway for the BMF title.
But you know what the weird thing is? What if Ilia comes back in the summertime, right? And now you've got an interim champion, and usually the interim champion will fight the actual champion. Maybe. You're neither of those. That means we're talking about another fight happening, and you're not fighting for the belt, and now we're talking about the back end of the year.
Yeah, but maybe BMF title.
Okay.
So we'll see.
You don't want that, right? You want the real title.
Yeah, I want a real title, but I don't want to wait until the end of the next year. And then Ilia, he fights once a year. Maybe he defend his title in June and then say, okay, I'll fight next year in June. And then what I can do, just stay. And I'm not that young to wait a lot too. So if they give me BMF title, would be great too. If Charles Oliveira wins, so it's gonna be good. We got the story, and just get that belt and then the real belt.
When Paramount inked a 7-year, $7.7 billion deal to obtain the UFC's broadcast rights, there was little doubt that the company would eventually pass along some of those costs to consumers. That moment arrives just ahead of UFC 324, as Paramount Plus subscription prices officially rise on January 15th. The increase had been hinted at during a recent financial call with investors, where Paramount cited several high-profile deals, including the UFC rights and exclusive development agreements with creators like the Duffer Brothers of Stranger Things fame as reasons for the price hike. Starting January 15th, the Paramount Plus Essential Plan, ad-supported, will increase from $7.99 to $8.99 per month, while the Paramount Plus premium plan, ad-free except for live TV and sports, will go from $12.99 to $13.99 per month. Annual subscriptions are also rising. A 12-month essential plan jumps from $59.99 to $89.99, and the premium plan from $119.99 to $139.99. While those costs seem much higher, the overall discount still applies on a monthly basis. The good news is Paramount Plus includes everything in the UFC's broadcast deal, including pay-per-views, which no longer cost any extra money to watch on the streaming service. Under the ESPN deal that the UFC had until the end of 2025, fans had to pay for a subscription to the streaming service and also pay $79.99 for each pay-per-view event. That's going away completely under Paramount Plus, with the essential or premium plan including all UFC events, including fight nights and numbered cards previously known as pay-per-views. Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Undisputed Take. Number 2 meme was posted by Hilarious MMA. And number 1 meme was posted by UFC Memery.
Get them out. Get their skin. Get them out.
Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.